Hi, my name is Mystic Nebula, and if you're here, then Spirit has a message for you today. And it starts out from a channel that I was starting to receive the other day whenever I was watching the first Shrek movie all over again. Um, and it reminded me of certain circumstances in my own life where this has happened to me. So I feel like this is very important that you hear it as well. And it's that part where they're on the quest to go save the princess, and they're going across the bridge to get to the Dragon's Keep so that they can go to the tallest tower and rescue her. But before they can even get across the bridge, Donkey's freaking out, and he's like, "No, I don't trust this bridge. I'm going backwards." And Shrek's like, "Well, I don't understand. You've already gotten this far. Why do you want to turn back now? You're already over halfway there." And he's like, "Well, I know that half's safe." And it's like, oh, wow. So before I move forward with that, it's like you are in a position right now where you are so overstimulated with where you're going and not knowing where you're going that you're too scared to take the next step, and you would rather go backwards into an old paradigm to feel safe, comfortable. But you don't realize that safety is familiarity. So then there's that part where Shrek gets this idea of like shaking the bridge to get him to go backwards and cross the rest of the way. And it's like basically where once he gets to the end, it's like, oh, wow, okay, so I guess I'm here already. And I feel like you've been put in positions where you're being forced to up level. You're being forced to move forward in your path. And you might not want to, you might not feel like it's something that you are ready to do, but Spirit's like, you're ready, you're going, this is what's happening. So I know that's like a really hard thing because it's like, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know what I'm doing, but it really is a leap of faith. And sometimes that means that Spirit's going to make things happen so that you get in the position that you need to be in. And to like put this into perspective, like personally for me, like to move into where I got into right now. And it's just so crazy to me because it all started with like my ex and like just this big bullshit of like, basically, long story short, I had to leave. I had like 15 minutes to pack a couple things and leave. And then after that, like I lost everything. Like I didn't have my cats, 243 as I looked up. I didn't have my cats. I couldn't take them with me. It was a bunch of bull, right? And when I say I lost everything, I mean like physically, like the physical materialistic items that I had, I lost. And like obviously I grabbed what I could. So like I grabbed my tarot cards and stuff and like some of my craft items, but like I wasn't able to get what it was that I wanted, which was my cats. So I feel like right now you're really, 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 wow, somebody's being manipulative in your life. Somebody's being malicious, plotting towards you, harsh, severe, ruthless. So whatever this situation is, somebody is not treating you kindly. 333, somebody is harming you. And I feel like even though it's like, oh my God, this is never going to end, this is always going to be hard, I think you need to realize 345 that everything is divinely orchestrated for your highest good. Whether you can see that in your reality right now or not, 354. You don't see it yet, but you're not supposed to see it in the moment. Hindsight is 2020. So you need to realize that just like Donkey in the Shrek movie, like that's going to resonate for someone, but just like the Donkey in the Shrek movie, like you can't, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't expect things to go exactly the way that you plan them to. And then like, you know, you've got to realize that it's going to work out regardless. And, I feel like if you don't give yourself a moment to breathe and just ground yourself, you're going to keep trying to fall backwards in old paradigms. And that's because you haven't learned what it is that you need to learn moving forward. What's keeping you stuck in that situation in the first place? So So this person has been very deceitful, tyrannical, crafty, just very unpredictable and awful towards you. And I feel like right now, that's causing this giant tower moment in your life. Some type of circumstance is falling apart. And I feel like this tower moment, you're so scared of the tower when you don't realize that this is all for your highest good. And you will see that in hindsight. In hindsight, you will see just how divinely orchestrated. Like, there's no other word for it other than divine orchestration. And yeah, that means that you're going to need to let things collapse, let things be removed, let destruction happen, let shifts happen, get a reality check. But there's hope because you have a freedom to choose. You can make new boundaries. You can find new perspectives. You can remove external limitations. And I know that you're strong enough to do it. I know you are. And I feel like this is going to lead you into being self-assured in yourself, confident, passionate, resilient, courageous. You're going to find your inner power through this. You don't know your own strength until it is tested. Unfortunately, there is duality. So yes, everybody wants the blessing, but you have to realize there's duality in that. Like, you can't get the blessing if you're not working for it. And I'm not saying that you haven't done the work, but what I am saying is this situation is no longer serving you. They're not treating you well. They're not doing you right. And if you don't remove yourself, or since you haven't removed yourself, I should say, Spirit's going to remove that entity from your life. Completely remove it so that you can step into the strength that you were always meant to have. So that you can start to have the divine blessings that are meant for you. And you're going to say, oh, well, how do you know blessings are coming into my life? Because every time that you use and choose faith over fear, you will always be rewarded. Okay? So I don't want you to sit there and be like, oh, well, that's not for me. Grief, loss, self-pity, despair, disappointment, disillusion, fear of risk, mourning. Feel your grief, but know that things will get better. 756. You got to realize that things do get better. And you're trying to continue telling yourself that it's not going to get better because you don't see it yet. And the thing is you have to shift internally for your external reality to follow suit. You do. Like, you have to change your mindset in order to be able to achieve what it is that you're looking for. Give me some more confirmation for this message, Spirit. Well, you didn't have to throw stuff at me like that. Damn. You feel like you don't have the strength in you because you lack courage. People are jealous of you. They're trying to grasp onto you. They're making you feel like you're unreliable. And you're stubborn. So you feel like this is what you need. This is what you're meant for, but it's not. It's not what you're meant for. This is about preparation. This is about finding your inspiration to take action. You won't have that inspiration, 939, if you continue being in uninspired situations. So you need to have movement. You need to have change. You need to choose to be bold. Take action on your ideas. Life is moving forward. That's really important. And this Ace of Swords upright, logic, power, heart of the matter, insight, clarity, breakthrough, and ideas. Speak your mind to solve your problems. Right now, you are struggling with speaking your mind. And this is going to teach you what it is that you need to learn so that you can start sticking up for yourself. You need to stick up for yourself, and in a healthy way. You need to stick up for yourself because you're not going to get what you want lying down. You're not. You're not going to get what you want feeling uninspired. You're not going to get what you need. Closed mouths don't get fed. That just like popped in, but like closed mouths don't get fed. So you're not going to get what you need because you're in a situation where your throat chakra is just. And I know that because like for a moment I was like, it felt weird. I was like, I don't like this. Hold on one second. Tried to cover you guys. Hey, it's 11:11. 11:11. You guys know what it is, that what you want. You're just not sure how to achieve it, and you don't realize that these lessons are what's building you up for your breakthrough. Yeah, insecurity, dullness of mind, instability. Where you're at right now isn't where you're meant to be, and you know that, but you're not sure how to get from this to a place of strength, to a place of prosperity. Okay, tell me more about this, Spirit. Sorry, this table is not my usual table, so it kind of shakes when I shuffle. It's I'm recording this on Halloween night. When this finds you, it's meant to find you, but I'm recording this on Friday, Halloween in 2025, and honestly, it's so funny to me because normally I'm not one that's bothered by like my neighbors being loud, but like my downstairs neighbors were doing karaoke 12:21, and it was just so overstimulating, and I'm autistic, so I was like, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. And I found a new space, 1234, that I could just sit and try to edit, and then I, of course, have been needing to do this channel, and Spirit's like, it's go time. So here I am. Spirit, give me something. Ooh, okay. Okay. I feel like when it comes to what you've learned in the past, you've come from a very prideful family where like you lived in debt, but they still thought they were higher and mightier. Take that how it resonates, leave what does not. But you've been grown up in selfishness. You've been grown up to believe that you aren't worthy of success, that unfairness and injustice is just what it is, that you're meant to be on the lower end of the power dynamic. And it really breaks my heart for you because you have to now go through all these lessons to realize that that's not who you are. You're going through the teachings, you're understanding your own personal beliefs, values, and boundaries, which means you need to be put in positions that would cross those so that you can learn to actually be steadfast in your boundaries. Personally, I understand that because, like, it's not something that you just up one day and just like, oh, I'm going to do tarot online and just be me and authentic. Like, it's not something that you just up and do. You have to go through the work. Like, and as much as I may seem online like I have it all, like, I didn't always have it all, quote unquote. Like, there were times where I literally wanted to give up. I did. I wanted to give up many times. And I feel like that's coming up now because I feel like you're in a place where you want to give up because of how much this tower moment is affecting you, but you don't realize just how beautiful this divine wisdom is coming in for you. You don't realize that this is going to give you the courage that you need, the belief in yourself that you need, the persistent strength, unshakable force that is you. It's going to bring you great success, health, discipline, and valor. And you don't see that yet because you're still in the moment. You're still in the situation, and that's okay. That is okay. You are allowed to be where you're at, but you need to realize that where you are isn't where you're always going to be. You have to believe in something better, believe in something higher, believe in something greater. Believe in your highest timeline. You may not see it yet. It may not be in your external reality, but you can choose to feel it internally. Yeah, so you've seen temporary riches. You've been searching for that success, but it's only come in temporary waves. And it's only caused you to feel withdrawal and numbness because you haven't been going about it as per the teachings that Spirit has for you. And yeah, that doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel good, but how do you expect to be a billionaire, for example, if you don't have a billionaire mindset? And first of all, I'm not talking about like crazy, disgusting kind. I'm talking about, like, I don't know, for example, Billie Eilish. I saw that she stood up to the one percenters and was like, you know what, I don't understand why any of y'all are billionaires anyways. Give away your money to people who need it. There are people hungry. And then decided to show up in their face and be like, I'm going to donate, I think it was 11.4 million, something like that. It was definitely 11 million plus dollars just to help food equality. And I'm just like, whew. So I feel like you need to learn what it is now that you need so that whenever it comes, you already know what to do with it. So when the success comes, you already know how to handle it. And as I was saying that, it says seek balance and create a calm atmosphere, moderation, tranquility, serenity, combination of forces, realization. So like you're going to see that this is correct. Like you might not see it right now, and that's okay, but you have to believe in your higher timeline and your highest self, and your highest self will show you the way. Are there any other confirmations here? Anything else this collective needs to hear or know? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So you've been in that space of chaos. You've been in that space of disorganization and just feeling like you're going to give up, just like I said, because you feel impatient. You're not willing to wait for what it is that's supposed to be coming to you. But the Magician upright, creative power, skill, adaptation, originality, self-confidence. You can make your imagination real. This is talking about how you need to shift your internal reality before your external reality can change. And that's why you feel this sense of chaos, the sense of wanting to give up, because it doesn't matter whether or not the external world changes, you still feel bad. Think about it this way. If you go to a mirror and you smile, it should smile back, unless you're in a haunted house. But like you can't expect the mirror to smile at you first and then you can smile. Like you have to be happy before it's happy. And it's the same thing. Like our internal reality is the mirror of what we're bringing into fruition. That's why they say when you see the number 111, your thoughts, feelings, and emotions create your reality. If you're sitting in chaos, waste, disorganization, feelings of giving up, and impulsivity, what makes you think that you're going to bring in anything other than that? And I know that it's hard to change perspective, change your feelings, change your thoughts, change your emotions, but think about it this way. The definition of insanity is literally doing the same thing over and over and over again, but expecting a different result. You've been going at this for a while, doing the same types of things over and over. And again, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But I feel like you've been going at this for so long that you haven't even realized you've been hitting wall after wall after wall. What makes you think that if you pull back and you start running full force, you're going to hit the wall? You're going to stop hitting the wall. I mean, unless you end up smacking your head so hard that you turn into a ghost, then maybe you could phase through the wall, but that's just not how this works, okay? It's just not how that works. So give yourself the opportunity to bless yourself in this change. 2022. So I feel like 222 is really important for you right now. I really feel like you need to understand that where you're at right now isn't where you will always be. And it actually broke my heart because this actually goes back to a comment that I had seen on one of my videos this morning. And it broke my mother freaking heart. If you're seeing this, I love you, sending you out all my love and light. But it broke my mother freaking heart because it's literally speaking to this exact message of wanting to just give up because everything's been feeling like you're stuck, you're hitting a brick wall. But you got to change your perspective. You got to change what you're doing. You got to change how you're feeling. And the thing is people think that changing is so hard when really it's just making little changes in your day. Like, for example, if you want to start drinking water first thing when you wake up all the time, and you take morning medication, you could drink a whole glass instead of a tiny sip with your medication. You know what I'm saying? Like doing little changes, adding it in where you can so that it becomes habit. And as somebody who's autistic and was diagnosed with ADHD as a child, and I genuinely believe I still have ADHD. I don't give a fuck what a doctor says because I've always had a hard time being my own authentic self with anyone up until this most recent point of my life. So like, yeah, I understand just how hard it is to want a habit to form, but still not being able to form the habit. And the thing is you beating yourself up over not being able to form the habit isn't going to serve you, isn't going to help you feel any better at all. It's just not. It's really not. And it breaks my heart too because like I know that this feels huge. I know this feels overwhelming, but that doesn't mean that it's forever. It's just not. 22, 33. This isn't forever. And if you choose to keep being in this energy, it could be. And I don't want that for you because like, again, it's all about what you manifest through your thoughts, feelings, and actions. But like, what makes you think that things are going to change if you still feel those same ways about yourself? And I'm not saying that you hate yourself, but I'm also not saying that you're in a place of self-love right now. And that's okay. Nobody needs to be perfect with self-love. It's a journey, and it's not linear. It's not, like, think about it this way. I'm going to find a blank page. I'm trying to find one. Goes to the next notebook. Yeah, that'll work. All right. So you can see what I'm doing right here. Perfect. So you're wanting to think that whenever you grow, it goes something like this, right? When really you might go like this, and then you might dip down, and then you might go like this, and then dip back down, and then you finally go up, and then you're dipping down again. But regardless, you're still going in an upward pattern. You're still going in an upward pattern, right? It's not linear. You can't expect your growth to be every single day getting better and better in a way that like you never go back to where you were. I still have moments where I'm just like, shit, this is so fucking hard. And that's normal. That's life. But the more that you allow yourself to stay in that emotion, to fester in that emotion, it's going to harm you. And I saw something earlier, and I can't remember who said it or what video, but I was watching a video, and it was talking about psychologically, an emotion lasts up to 90 seconds. So if it lasts longer than that, then that means that you're caught up on the situation and not how it made you feel. And I was like, ooh. And as somebody who has borderline personality disorder, I find it hard to let go of certain situations where I'm like, I didn't fucking deserve that. I didn't deserve that. And there's people out there that I know are hurting and they're going, well, I didn't deserve this. I try to give people love and light and happiness and 25-25 kindness. But the thing is people don't always treat you by what you deserve. They treat you about how they feel about themselves. And usually that comes down to the fact that they see in you a light that they'd rather snuff, because it's easier to snuff your light than to allow it to cast light onto their shadows, and they have to take the responsibility 2552 to change. They don't want to change, so they'd rather just blame it on you. So I hope this helped someone, and if you would like, please leave a comment down below. I really want to know how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're doing. And I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, I love you all so, so much. And it's not easy right now. But I know you will get way better at learning how to handle things 26. Don't give up on yourself. Never give up on yourself. Because I know you are so close to your breakthrough. You are so close to that shift that is going to put you on a better path. I love you so, so much. Thank you for being here.